Hello guys, what's up and welcome to the new tutorial from the SketchUpArchStudio. In this tutorial we'll talk about exterior rendering in Enscape 4 for SketchUp. Let's get to and jump into it. First of all, I'm going to press F and click on the camera number 1 in here. I have multiple cameras like camera number 2 or 3 in here, but all of them have some different aspect ratios and different angles. So click on the camera number 1, which is my first camera and main camera. So I'm going to close it in here. For the exterior rendering, first of all, we need some frame and resolution. So this villa is a little bit extended, so I need some full HD resolution. So I'm going to click on the widescreen resolution in here. Save frame will be turned on for me. Now I'm going to click on the visual setting and start my project. First of all, projection. In the camera, we have perspective. But in this case, because the angle of camera is a little bit lower than 0 degree, you need 2-point perspective. If I click on the 2-point perspective, now all the lines will be set out and now it's much better and realistic. Next item is the field of view. I'm going to reduce the field of view as I can to reach to some good number, something like this. For example, 39 degree is enough. Depth of field automatically turned on, but I can play with the focal point and focus on different type of places. For example, the place which this woman stay or some other place like this car or this female in here. It completely depends on you. For example, I want to focus like that, something like this, 21.20 meter. And now time for increasing depth of field. Look at the environment and foreground camera objects like this vegetations. If I increase the depth of field, you can see some small blurriness in your area. So it can be really effective, but right now I want to manage it on 11%. Exposure can be increased from 53 to some other number, like for example 59. Something like that. So next item in the image bar will be found and it's related to corrections. So saturation is 99%. I can reset it to the 100, and if you want some cold rendering shot you can increase color temperature, but right now I think some warm render can be really helpful for this project. Something like that. Lens flare, bloom and vignette totally not really important, but vignette can increase to some number like 51%. Next item is the atmosphere. In the atmosphere we have fog and some other things like that. In this case I want to turn off the fog, so I'm going to type 0. I want to reset some brightness. 80% is good. Shadow sharpness can be get more soft and soft, so I'm going to turn it off. Artificial light brightness is 100 and ambient brightness is some number about 73%. In the skybox, we have some options which related to clouds and HDRI, but right now I don't want to use any type of special HDRI, so I only need to increase density of my clouds to make some changes in my area. For example, 37% for this one, and when you increase the density of your clouds, other parameters are not really important, but you can play with the longitude and latitude to make it more realistic in your sky. So try to play with it. For example, something like that. 6,600 meter. And everything is done. Before I take my last render, I want to switch it to the white mode. And now I want to show you some new update in Enscape 4 for SketchUp, which name is Sketch. So when I click on the mode in here, you can see light view, polystyrol, and sketch. I'm on the white mode in here, so if I increase the outline, I can create some type of geometrical drawing of my project. For example, 40. But if I turn it off and switch to the sketch option in here, the thing which happened is something like that. And it's completely new in Enscape 4 for SketchUp. So my outline density on the normal mode. If I change it to the thin mode or none mode, everything will be disappear. But if I switch it to the thick mode in here and play with the jitter, I can create some type of hand sketch drawings inside Enscape for SketchUp. Extended lines here helps us to generate some new sketchy and rapidity with the marker for our drawing, but totally it's not professional for this type of render. So try to manage all of these options by your needs and your project. In here, I think some normal lines can help us, or maybe thin lines like that. And you can see in the palette we have black and white. If I click on it, I can switch it to the gray scale. And you can see the lines and colors will be faded out. So in here, black and white is good. And we have hatched shadows. So if I click on it, you can see what really happened inside your project. So everything is done in here, and I think all the details are fine. So I'm going to close it in here. I want to take this render as the first alternative for my design. But before I do this work, I'm going to click on the visual setting. If I play with the exposure, you can see they can't affect on your render. It means that when you change your style to the sketch mode, all the things will be changed and some of them will not work immediately. So field of view is some number about 43 degrees, something like that is good. And time for the rendering. Press render in here, select it and save it and enjoy it. If this tutorial is useful for you, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Thanks for your valuable time. Thanks for your watching. Thanks for your subscribe and goodbye.